Hi everybody, it's Into the Stars and another amazing epiphany this morning. As we learn and as we discern and grow from understanding the knowledge that was taken from us, these epiphanies will be becoming more and more prevalent. So we're going to cover Nimrod today in the Tower of Babel, and you're going to see the Tower of Babel in a way that you've never seen it before. Because the impression that we are given is that humans, regular non-bred humans, were the ones building the Tower of Babel, and that God somehow thought that we were getting too close to him and that he must confuse our languages. And if you are a Christian with weak faith, that might sound as though that is something that we might question. Have you questioned God? But I'm going to show you that those were not in fact just humans, that the tribe of Nimrod was in fact the Nephilim. And yes, we may have been a result of the confusing of languages, but it wasn't God's intent to attack humanity in general. He was still dealing with the Nephilim, and he had to confuse the languages so that they could not build their tower to heaven, which was probably some type of a stargate. So I'm going to show you that, so bear with me. Now we know that Nimrod first was the one who actually was in charge of Babel. Now, if we look here, we see that Nimrod also was in charge of the Tower of Babel. That's what I'm going to show you here. And it says here, we see those same verses, and the beginning of his kingdom was Babel. Okay, so we've established that Babel is Nimrod's. Okay, now I'm going to show you Nimrod's genealogy. Cush begat Nimrod, so Cush was Nimrod's father. Well, who was Cush? Let's take a look. Cush was the son of Ham. And as we know, Ham's son Canaan was cursed. And probably all of Ham's bloodline below him. And Mizraim, as we can see here, this is also Cush's brother, is here. Mizraim is Egypt. Okay, so this is where all of the pharaohs came down from. So what we're finding here is that through this bloodline of Ham, we have Cush, which was the father of Nimrod. We have Mizraim, which is Egypt. We have Canaan, which was cursed. So we have all of these together underneath Ham. Now what we find here is the story of what happened after that point. And the whole earth was of one language and one speech. And it came to pass, as they journeyed from the east, they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. And they said one to another, Go to, let us make brick and burn them thoroughly. And they have had brick for stone, and slime had they for mortar. And they said, Go to, let us build us a city and a tower, whose top may reach into heaven. And let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the earth. I believe that these people were the Nephilim. They were the fallen angels post-flood that picked up where the pre-flood Nephilim left off. They were under Nimrod, which was related in brotherhood to the cursed Canaan, and possibly through the Ham bloodline of the Nephilim. Now it is unclear, and we've had this debate on this channel, whether or not Ham was the one with the bloodline of the Nephilim, or was it his wife, because it is said in the Bible that Noah's bloodline, was pure. The only possibility is that Ham's wife was the one with the genetic match to the Nephilim, and that would make all of Ham's children the ones that were with the Nephilim bloodline. So we'll continue on with the story. And the Lord said, Behold, the people is one, and they have one language, and this they begin to do, and now nothing will be restrained from them which they have imagined to do. So obviously the Lord saw this as an attack on heaven. Who would have the power and the ability to do such things? To build a tower, to build a stargate? Who would have the knowledge? Well, the book of Enoch tells us who had the knowledge. Those are the fallen angels. Those were the Nephilim. They had the knowledge which they taught to mankind. Do you see how the Bible makes way more sense when you include the book of Enoch in the canonization of the Bible? Otherwise, this makes no sense to you. You think, how could humans do this, and why would God care? But now we know. So God says, let us go down and confound their language, that they may not understand another speech. And God scattered them upon the face of the earth. And then God called the land Babel, which is Babylon, which we know the Bible pegged as evil. So we know the ramifications of this culture of Babylon, and now we know the roots of why that is in fact so. So that's where we're at this point, you guys. Hopefully that is helpful information. We will continue our search for truth. Take care and be safe.